Discover the story of a priest who broke his vow of chastity and, worst of all, was exposed by a demon. Welcome to your horror podcast. Here, you will not only hear real stories that will make your blood run cold, but you will also learn and expand your English vocabulary. Remember that you can enjoy this tale with your headphones on. Get comfortable and enjoy the story. He was a hardworking and cheerful man who dreamed of getting married and starting a family. However, his father convinced him to pursue a religious life. After years of study at the seminary, he was finally ordained as a priest. But like any human being, the desire for a home of his own haunted him, becoming a constant internal battle. During his ministry, he was in charge of providing marriage counseling. One day, a man in his 70s came to him in despair. He confessed that his wife, a much younger woman of only 34, was seeking him out to perform acts he considered immoral. Faced with the old man's insistence and the temptation the woman represented, the priest gave in and ended up being intimate with her. Long afterward, on a stormy night, a desperate woman knocked on his door. She begged him for help. Her son was behaving strangely. The priest followed her to her house. Upon entering the child's room, the air turned frigid and a foul stench filled the space. While the little boy appeared to be sleeping, the clergyman began to sprinkle holy water on the walls. Dark stains began to form. The boy was sitting up, watching him with a smile identical to those on the wall. With a voice dripping with malice, the demon asked, "What's the matter, Father? Are you done giving your marriage advice?" The priest was left breathless. The entity knew his secret. Without a word, he gathered his things and fled. Shortly after, he permanently resigned from the priesthood and returned to his hometown. Learn the story of the nun who decided to end it all after becoming pregnant and whose soul cannot rest in peace. Many years ago, in an ancient convent, a young nun went for a walk. A stranger broke into the grounds and attacked her. Weeks later, the nun discovered she was pregnant. Far from finding comfort, her fellow nuns judged her with cruelty. One night, after painful verbal attacks, she locked herself in her cell and decided to end her existence. Her spirit remained trapped. Decades later, the convent was converted into a banquet hall. A group of young people decided to play a cruel prank. The plan was simple: hang a mannequin in a nun's habit in the backyard to terrify the guests. When the party was at its peak, the body of the nun fell heavily from above. Total panic ensued. The laughter froze when the friend in charge of the prank arrived. He pulled out the mannequin from his car trunk. Upon arriving, they found no trace of the hanging body. What they had witnessed was the real manifestation of the nun. Discover the most terrifying story witnessed by a paramedic, the night he treated a nun possessed by demons. The young woman wore a nun's habit and was accompanied by an older religious sister and a priest. She seemed to be in a deep sleep. While she slept, several nuns remained at the hospital praying the rosary for hours. The medical staff suspected a neurological issue. However, everything changed at nightfall. The woman woke up at 11 o'clock with superhuman fury and strength. The paramedic approached to take her vital signs, and as he touched her face, he felt the girl was burning hot. In that instant, she grabbed his fingers with such force that he fell to the floor. The old nun asked, "Son, do you know how to pray?" The priest arrived and began to sprinkle holy water. The woman began to scream in desperation. Shortly after, they took her back. The only clinical finding was that the young woman was pregnant. After living through this, the paramedic became a believer. The hospital placed crucifixes in the rooms and set up an altar in the lobby to seek calm and work without fear. Thank you for listening. Subscribe and leave a like to learn English while enjoying terrifying stories. See you in the next video. Good night.